This right here is how I check to see if my dad actually ever watches my content. You a fake fan, pal? Hmm? See, I know he watched a video a while ago because I got a text middle of the day. You need to keep both hands on the steering wheel when you drive. Because I think I did this at some point. So, I should probably cut that out. I'll cut that out in editing.
The passenger seat was really hot.
Stop.
All right.
So, back day. We'll talk about the lift. I'm gonna fucking rip this in the whole pack. You know what? Let's see Samuel Sulik smoke this sick. How about that? Forget moving weight. But, so, back day. We are going to. I'm feeling, I was going to say I'm feeling low volume. Hello, officer. I'm going to not pull out quickly because tint is a secondary offense. You can't get pulled over for it. Exhaust, on the other hand, is not a secondary offense. That you can get pulled over for. But, oh wait, that's a university cop. You ain't got no jurisdiction here, pal. Anyways, all right, I can feel the pre kicking in. Took more stim today than I usually do. It's a new pre that I'm trying out. Let's make sure I'm talking a little enunciated so you guys can understand what I'm saying. All right. Completely forgot what I was talking about. The lift. So I'm feeling less volume, although that's relatively speaking. I'm still probably going to go for like 8 to 12 total sets. But less volume per set. Going to be probably sticking around like a 6 to 8, maybe 5 to 8 rep range. Just feeling, a little slower, time under tension type day. I think I'm going to start out with T-bar rows. T-bar rows, some upper back, rear delt focus. Move over to hammer strength, ISO rows. Those are going to be lat focused. I'll probably do some lecturing, maybe, if I remember when I get over to that movement. We'll do about 2-ish sets there. 2 each side, because we're going to do it one side at a time. Move over to the MTS row, which it's going to be our third movement. I don't really know how to describe it. It's a pin-loaded machine. We're going to be targeting upper back, so, your lower traps, your rear delts. That's 6 sets. Oh, the next thing's probably going to be it's a pin-loaded, like, pull-down machine. I don't really know how to describe it. You'll see when I get there. I like this machine in the sense of it's different from just a standard, if you're using a bar on a cable pull-down, because you have that kind of fixed straight path. So your hands are just in a straight up and down, whereas this has a little bit of an arc or curve to its movement so that, your starting hand position at the top is wider than at the bottom. You're going to finish closer. So I like it. I feel like you get a better squeeze, and I can really connect with like some of those muscles in your like mid back better than I feel like I can actually connect to them on just a standard straight bar pull down. So that'll be 8-ish sets, and then the last 4 sets will probably be split between maybe a straight bar pull down, just because these are going to be a little less like strict form and rep range. Just kind of like finish off pull down movement, just because I kind of feel like working on my pull down strength, and it's just kind of fun sometimes when I'm in the mood for it. And then probably a seated cable row. There's a lot of people that I feel like, and I've talked about this before, they're like, you have to do this rep range, or you have to do this rep range, or Do whatever you feel like doing that day. Like if you roll your ankle, you're gonna go to the gym and you're gonna work around that. And it's no different than a physical impedance that you have to work around. You're gonna have days where mentally, maybe you don't feel like doing a specific movement, or maybe you don't feel like doing that like slow, controlled, low rep range. Maybe you really feel like doing some high reps. And if you if you're looking forward to it so much more than what you're gonna typically do, like if you typically do that like, 5 to 8 rep range, but you're just really in the mood to, get higher reps, then there's nothing wrong so long as your intensity and your training to failure is still matched. Change it up. Do what you're going to put more effort and gumption into. So, the only last thing I want to talk about, in a good mood, I've been like looking in the mirror, looking at my morning physique, looking at my physique, during the lift, post lift. There's things that are indicating to me, my weight should be going up. And my scale had been reading like mid to low 230s in the morning fast. I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. Like, we're gonna have to probably up food, but I don't like. Maybe my insulin sensitivity is going down because I'm looking worse, or looking watery or fluffier. But yet weight's not going up. I flip my scale over. One of the little like footsies on it is fucked up. So I fix that. I correct it. Step one, get a different weight. I'm like, I go and use my roommate's scale, which I know is close. I don't know the exact difference between them, but they're close enough that I trust corroborating weights between them. I was like 246, 247 yesterday. Oh. Like 5'10", maybe. Sitting at that weight. I'm happy with that. Let's go for more. All right. I'll see you guys in there. All right, with these, so really trying to focus on like an upper back portion. So I got it. So picture, like in your mind, visualize where your shoulder blades are, like the actual bone, and draw a line straight across your back, horizontal. It's in line with the bottom of your shoulder blade, and I guess the top of your shoulder blade, but you can really just run that area all the way up to the rest of the top of your back. That's what we're really trying to focus on with the way that we're hitting this, which is using the neutral top grips and keeping our elbows flared out. Keeping those elbows flared out as opposed to, tucking them in close to the body is going to help keep the lats from taking over this movement and help keep it in a very upper back focused method. So you really want to focus on getting out a full round at the bottom, really let that upper back musculature fully stretch out. And if you do these right, you should feel like a great burn in your rear delts and everything kind of that feels like it's in between your shoulder blades. So. One more. Okay. This is a hammer strength. Yeah, I think so. ISO row. A lot of you guys at gyms probably have something like this. The way we're gonna hit this is try and really get a purely lat focused movement. So to start, I like moving my seat all the way up. I'm basically gonna be standing if I'm even barely resting my ass on it. And I do that because I wanna be almost above my line of pull. So I don't wanna be, pulling into here if I was sitting lower. I wanna almost be trying to pull it down towards my hip pocket. Get a little more in line with just a, line of pull for your lat. I'm gonna grab the neutral grip. Not out here, fuck that. In tight, not up here, not up here. Neutral grip. And I personally like going as low down in it as I can, where bottom of my hands pushing into where the grip bar actually starts to flare out. And it's real simple. Same side leg is going to brace forward, and with your other hand you can just grab whatever you want to help stabilize and brace yourself. And I am tucking my elbow, keep my elbow tight to my body, kind of packing your shoulders down and just pulling back. You're almost going to initiate it with your elbow. Think of it like you're trying to drive your elbow back and down. And another mental cue that helps me with my lat is I almost try and think of it like, if I'm not holding this, like the line of motion of my arm is going to be like a downward arc like this. You don't even need to hold weight. If you have a little bit of a lat pump, you just move down like this, you can feel that connection with your lat. But obviously, when you're holding it, the machine doesn't move down like this. So the only reason it's going to go straight back is because it's in the way. But that mental thought process, that mental cue really helps me stay tight with my lat. And we're just keeping that elbow tight, tucked down. And you don't have to get all the way back here, because once you get all the way back here, now you're pulling your upper back, your rear delt, all that other stuff into it. That's not why we're doing this movement. We are trying to just simply get our lat. So about here is going to be your max contraction. I mean, you could definitely get a little more, but anything past like this, and you're going to start pulling in other muscles to get further range of motion when our target is the lat. So that's how we're going to hit this. All right, back to targeting our upper back. I like focusing on my rear delts and lower traps on this. So you'll see me really trying to overemphasize rounding and stretching at the extended range of the movement. And contracting back as much as I can, and then kind of sitting upright with it a little bit so that the line of pull is now in a little bit better of a angle to almost kind of finish into, not like a shrug, like it might not look like that as the observer, but it'll almost feel like you're finishing it into a shrug to really get as tight of a contraction. Yeah. Nah.
Okay.
Yeah. One more. Okay. All right, 2 more. One more. Okay.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3 more.
Less.
5 more. 4, 5. Switch up all the way. Pull. Up. Pull. Up. One more. Pull. Up.
So if you want to try and get a little more lat focus on this, focus on keeping your line of pain lower. So don't start drifting up towards your sternum like this or whatever. Again, this is if you want it to be lat focused. A good aiming point for me is I try and focus on bringing it to touch my belly button. And something that a lot of people will give the close grip handles shit for is it's a little too narrow of a grip and you can't get as great of a contraction. And I don't disagree at all if you're trying to really target mid or upper back or in general, but if you're doing lats, I at least personally don't feel that I notice too much of a difference when I'm doing it this style and if my focus is on the lats, because my lats don't care about I can get a full lat contraction here, whether my arms are in here, out here. Having them out here allows you to get a little better of a shoulder pinch. But again, for this, I'm more trying to focus on driving a lot of the working set into my lat. It's a little too light. All right, I got the hat back for a second, but I'm gonna wear it like a tool so that the brim isn't casting a shadow. My morning weight is like low 240s. Going to bed, I went to bed yesterday at like 248, 249. Granted, that's with water and food. Let's get a little lat spread in here. Whew. A little slippery. Okay. Back day went good. Real quick, a little shameless plug. This shirt, I wore it at the end of yesterday's chest day. This shirt, as well as this shirt, which I wear in a lot of my videos. It's like a waffle. They call it their waffle tee. It's uprising. There's links in my Instagram bio to get their website. They're having a new drop, which is restocking this shirt. I don't know how well you can see it. If you want to see it better, go to yesterday's chest day video, probably near the end when I'm doing standing cable flies. But yeah, they're restocking this tee, and then this tee, which if you watch my videos, you've seen me wear a lot. They are coming out with new colors. I believe navy, black. I don't know what other colors. So I personally am stoked about that because for a while I really liked this shirt. But this is a 100% become my favorite shirt that I wear just in general. I really like the cut and the fit of it. In as non-cocky of a way as I can say this, if you have broad shoulders or a decent amount of development around your like rear delts, your upper back, it's gonna fit you really good. Just size it accordingly. I believe that they're sizing everything the same. This one that I have is their 3X from the prior drop. Now I'm 5'10", like 245. This one fits closer to like any 4X shirt that I have. So, if you're a 1X, maybe try a large. If you want it to fit like your 1X shirts. If you want it to fit like a 2X, maybe try extra large. Nevertheless, so that's that. Yeah, did a little bit of a little posing because today's the weekend, so sending some updates to, or some check-ins, I guess, to my coach. I was actually really happy with how I looked, especially considering, how weight has been progressing, body weight. Um, I can already tell I'm probably gonna get like some type of comments. Oh my God, he can't hold his stomach and he can't. First off, it's the off season. I'm not in the middle of prep. Food's high. I've got a lot of stuff in my stomach, almost constantly. Not that I'm bloated, but I also have a lot of water in my tummy because I'm thirsty after my workout. I chug some water. Nevertheless, obviously, if you're somebody that competes, stomach control, core control, waist control, whatever is an important aspect. But I'm not on fucking stage right now, am I? So I'm going to let it hang a little bit in between my poses because I'm out of breath and I'm a little lightheaded and my blood sugar's a little bit low. So, yeah. I probably should work on practicing keeping it in tight a little bit better during the off season, as that'll obviously translate into prep whenever I do prep again. But practice like you play, as the people say. But so with that being said, oh, this just comes to mind. I saw somebody on the, I think it was not yesterday, 2 days ago's leg day video. Somebody said, back to the Sam comments. Somebody said that I am even, quote, having an air freshener in the frame like Sam does. I believe they're referring to this. You guys do not want to know how many air fresheners I have in my car. There's just 2 right here on my passenger side visor. I have, I think, 2 in my visor. I'm not going to pull my visor down because I also have some little keepsakes, some little cutie pieces of paper in there, and I don't feel like taking them out. I have, let's see how many. Only 4 on my turn signal stem. I have 1 right here in my little coin slot holder. I feel like people are going to see this and think, oh, he stinks, you smell bad. In my defense, dumbass who doesn't have any speaking lines in this video, who's sitting next to me in the passenger seat, Abdullah, left 2 times, left a protein shake bottle in my car. So I've just absolutely bombed the shit out of my car with air fresheners. Plus, also, I don't know, I've never had a strong sense of smell. Apparently that's a sign of being like a sociopath or a psychopath, I don't know. But, nevertheless. And I like having a nostalgic smell in my car rather than no smell. So after a while when they die out, I don't take them out, I just leave them in there. I just add a new one. And usually what I do is if I get a pack of 3, instead of just adding 1, I'll just add all 3 of them at once and then drive for the next 2 days or so with my windows down so that it can kind of air out a little bit. As I'm talking about it out loud, I'm realizing this is probably kind of fucking stupid, or because it's oh, okay, so you put it in so it's overpowering, but you drive down with your windows down so that you don't take on the overpowering effect. Well, all right, my thought process, stick with me here. When I'm not in the car, it's really revamping the whole smell signature of the car. And when I'm in the car, you don't want to have all that overwhelming stuff, so you drive with your windows down for a day or 2. I don't know. That's just what I've always done with any of my cars. It's just kind of a habit thing. So, but that was a really useful use of our talk of wisdom time in the car. Actually, I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to cut that out too because whatever. Anyways, we're home. I've got a lot of editing to do for my drive there and home. But not gonna yap too much. I need to help Anna with her studying. No, that is not a euphemism. She is taking a physics course this semester, and your boy is quite STEM pilled, quite physics pilled, quite the savant.
Autism.
So I'm going to get in there, eat my girl dinner of a kilogram of rice, an entire pack of Newports, and a pound of meat. No, I'm joking. I do not smoke.
It's for the aesthetic.
It's for a TikTok. Awful habit. I never have smoked. I never will smoke. And I encourage none of you to ever touch a cigarette. It's awful. It'll kill you. Don't touch these cancer sticks. Unless you need them for a silly girl dinner TikTok. I'll probably post it today or tomorrow. I don't know. But on the bright side, I get to roleplay as Marcus Rule and just feel like I'm a big German bodybuilder. Fun fact, my ethnicity, German. Hallo. Wie geht's? Hast du eine Frage? Also, if there's a single person watching this that doesn't know who Marcus Rule is, please don't watch my videos ever again. I'm probably going to cut all of this out of the video. Yeah.